All right, welcome in. We now have severe thunderstorm warnings. As you're taking a live look at the Skywatch Defender radar network. Here on Appalachian Highlands weather, Green WX will probably be joining us here in a little bit on the stream side of things. But a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect in eastern Kentucky for parts of Letcher, Harlan, and Leslie County. So as we look at the strong to severe storms that are now moving through, damaging winds are going to be the main threat. But outside of the warning, I'm watching a cell that has developed just north of it near the Whitesburg area that could produce some small hail and some gusty winds on that storm as well. But our brightest of colors on our wind velocity is definitely near the Cumberland area, where our gustiest of winds are along the leading edge of this severe thunderstorm. And that is why a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for this storm. 60 to 70 mile an hour winds could be possible within this storm, more probably on the edge of 60 to 65 miles an hour, as these winds that are high up in the atmosphere do reach the surface. We are watching the threat of the severe weather closely, and a severe thunderstorm warning could even be needed for parts of southwest Virginia here soon, for places like Wise County and northern Lee County, so probably north of Pennington Gap, and then north and southward. If a new warning is issued, that's probably where it would be issued for. Let me change our storm track to kind of linear mode and just track this storm out for you. Kind of the leading edge of it here. Messed that up, so we'll try that again. So we'll kind of track off the leading edge. We'll track it all the way into northern Scott County, and we'll track it at about 35 miles an hour. That's about what the storm is moving at. It'll be toward the Lynch area within 11 minutes. Cumberland, it says about 13 minutes, but the strong wind's already in your area, probably near Appalachia within the next 20 minutes or so. That is when it will make its way across the Virginia-Kentucky state line into southwest Virginia. Big Stone Gap in 24 minutes. And it'll be in toward the Stanley Town, Jasper area in about 34 minutes. And the Bird Eye area in about 36 minutes. That's when it would enter parts of northern Scott County in southwest Virginia. This storm could produce some strong gusty winds and some small hail alongside the heavy rain and the frequent cloud-to-ground lightning that we could be seeing out of this storm that we have going on right now. But again, if a warning is issued into southwest Virginia, we will include, into Lee County or Scott County, we would include Green WX. In this. So again, now most of us is now in that level 1 marginal risk of severe weather throughout the remainder of the evening. That includes most of the coverage area here for Appalachian Highlands weather. Now let's head to our graphics and a new severe thunderstorm watch until midnight, or it's not new, it's been issued for a couple hours now, and some of this on the back end has been scaled back. My graphic just is yet to update on that, but a severe thunderstorm watch still exists for Virginia, for the counties on the Virginia-Kentucky border, so places like Harlan, Letcher, Leslie, Wise, Buchanan, Dickinson counties. That watch goes until midnight. I think the storms will be out of the watch area by midnight, as the storms are moving through that area right now. So probably the only wave of storms we see, some more storms down to the south trying to push into East Tennessee, but the storms have been collapsing as they've been doing so. So that's some good news in East Tennessee. The main threat, eastern Kentucky into southwest Virginia. That's, I think, where our threat of severe weather lies. Let's head back to the Skywatch Defender radar network. Strong storm stretching from Jenkins down through far northern Harlan County toward the Cumberland area. And these strong winds out ahead of this line of storms, that is what we're watching on the leading edge. The bright reds, the oranges, the yellows, that's indicating where our strongest of winds would be, and that potential of damaging winds, maybe up to about 60 miles an hour. They've canceled Leslie County out of the warning now. So that's some good news here. If you were in the Big Rock, Big Fork area, severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled for Leslie County, according to the National Weather Service. It has been scaled back to just Perry, Harlan, and Letcher County. We'll see if they have an updated movement on the storm, and they are saying moving southeast at about 30 to 35 miles an hour, which is what we have been tracking the storm at now for the past little bit, as we've been posting updates on our social medias. But figured as this storm starts making its way into southwest Virginia, we would go live for a few minutes just to let you know of the threat of strong damaging winds, especially since our wind velocities have been consistently reading 60 to 65, even at times up to 70-mile-an-hour winds as the storms are passing through northern Harlan and parts of southern Letcher counties. These are kind of congealing into a little bit of a line from Jenkins down toward the Nolensburg area in Harlan County. We had a couple of individual cells that are now congealing into a line, which could kind of enhance that damaging wind threat just a little bit on the leading edge of a line. So Lee, Scott, and Wise counties could be included in a severe thunderstorm warning soon. I'm looking at the power outage map here for Kentucky. And we're starting to see some reports of outages coming in Leslie County. This number was at 0. It's now at 39. So not a lot in Leslie County without power, but some reports starting to come in. So that is something that we do need to watch very closely. So that is what we will watch, and as we do watch these, continuing to push to the south and east, what are your threats this evening? Some heavy rain, frequent cloud or ground lightning, maybe some small hail. I don't think anything particularly large. We might have an isolated hailstone up to the size of quarters within these storms, and then that of damaging straight line winds, maybe up to about 60 miles an hour, maybe up to 65 miles an hour. Heavy rain now starting to push into the pound area, maybe some small hail. So in that cell, let's switch over, into another product that we have, and let's go to the hail on that, and it's not showing much, which is good on this product. Not showing much hail. We've had it shown hail before. Most of the time when it's showing hail, it does verify with that product. So again, our bill not showing much as well. This is our velocity. This is the wind speed and direction, but we don't really have to worry about direction today, as there is no tornado threat with the storms today, which is good news. But again, that of damaging winds is definitely there as the storms push into southwest Virginia. Kind of shocked that we haven't seen a warning yet for northern Lee, parts of Wise, parts of Scott County, and that's kind of what we're waiting on to see if that will happen or not. It has weakened a bit and kind of the northern part taken over, so we'll see if the Weather Service does issue anything. We'll give them about another 5 minutes before we go off the live stream here to see if they do issue any more severe thunderstorm warnings. But again, we're live on the Appalachian Highlands Weather Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, along with the Appalachian Highlands Weather website, tracking the potential of strong to that of locally severe storms pushing into the region. So we'll do these live updates as needed throughout the evening as storms are issued, and the Weather Service saying they are not going to warn these, but a strong thunderstorm alert will be issued for eastern Lee, so kind of this part north of Pennington Gap, Wise County, along with the city of Norton through 10 o'clock. At 9:12, Doppler radar was striking strong thunderstorms along the line extending from near the Clintwood area, so that part there near Pound, to Benham to Todd. This is up into southwest Virginia, eastern Kentucky. Movement was to the southeast at 35 miles an hour. Some wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour would be possible. With this line, just a reminder that severe thunderstorm watch in effect Wise, Dickinson, Buchanan, Harlan, Letcher, Leslie counties until 10 o'clock. So what that tells me is the Weather Service will not warn this, but instead they'll put this blue box around these storms, and we actually have some viewer picture here, potentially. As I'm going to try and get those pulled up here from one of our viewers here, so we'll have some viewer picture come in. But again, this from Pound down to Cumberland, and this is where we're watching those stronger storms. Some high winds, maybe up to 50 miles an hour. A small hill cannot be ruled out within this storm, so that's what we'll watch. Some more storms back towards Fentress County that we're watching. Those might try and make a run at some of Morgan, Cumberland counties. Those have considerably weakened from what they were in Kentucky. East Tennessee, storms kind of been weakening as they moved into East Tennessee from Kentucky. Looks like as these storms are pushing in from Kentucky to southwest Virginia, they might be weakening, which is some good news. So that will just be a strong thunderstorm alert for Wise and Lee counties. We're going to see if we can use those pictures that I just saw from the Dickinson County area. I would think those would be from Clintwood, as storms are definitely going to be beginning to move into that area. So we'll watch these closely here. Just reading some new alerts coming across the chat here. So, but again, these will be mostly strong and under severe limits tonight. What will most people see out of this? Well, nothing. But if you see something, you'll probably see heavy rain and gusty winds, and that would be about it. So, we can use these pictures here. So let me just pull these up here. These are from the Clintwood area in Dickinson County. Some nice view of the storms coming in. So let me get these up, and I will pull it to this. This is from David Moore on Twitter here, noting that the strong to severe storms moving in. You can see the thunderstorms there in the clouds in the distance, the top of the cloud deck there. So some strong storms definitely moving in Clintwood and Dickinson County. Thank you, David Moore, for those pictures here for us. Let's send you back to the radar. Now, before we wrap things up, those are some great pictures. David Moore from Dickinson County and Clintwood. Thanks very much for sending those pictures to us of these strong storms that are pushing over Letcher, Harlan, Lee, and Wise counties, along with parts of Dickinson County as well. All right, folks, I think we're going to wrap things up with our live continuous severe weather coverage. We'll come back live if needed, if more warnings are issued. We will definitely be live to let you know about it. I think the wind velocity is kind of quiet down a little bit. The one thing that is starting to get concerning to me, the bill increasing a little bit just south of pound on this storm. If a warning is issued, we will let you know. But for right now, I think the threat of severe winds and severe hail is very low in this storm. Some strong wind gusts, maybe up to 50 miles an hour, some small hail, maybe pea-size, cannot be ruled out, but again, that will be the main threats with this, along with heavy rain and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Well, thank you for joining us for this severe weather update on Appalachian Highlands Weather. We will now end things here on the Appalachian Highlands Weather, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website, but we will come back live if needed here, so stay tuned to our pages here for the latest information, though. For now, thank you for joining us here on Appalachian Highlands Weather.